Welcome to your next lesson, trainee. Today, we'll review the capabilities, modes, submodes of the ABRIS Advanced Moving Map System. On the K-50, the ABRIS is a supplemental navigation system that's designed to do the following. Determine the helicopter's location using Navstar and GLONASS satellite navigation system. Display the helicopter's location on a digital moving map. Display pre-programmed navigation information such as flight route, markers, and objects on the digital moving map. Display numeric navigation calculations, and display targeting data on the digital moving map. Before proceeding, let's provide ground electrical power. Power up the INU and the ABRIS. The ABRIS automatic boot up process has begun and will take about 120 seconds to complete. When done, the menu page will appear. We will only examine the basic functions of the ABRIS in this lesson. You can find more detailed information in your K-50 flight manual. The ABRIS controls are arranged along the bottom of the display and include 5 function select keys, the brightness knob, and the cursor manipulator knob. Rotating the cursor manipulator knob can have various functions depending on the current mode. These include moving the cursor on the map and scrolling through characters when in text editing mode. Pressing the cursor manipulator knob can have the following functions: switching between vertical and horizontal cursor movement on the map, selection of the current item in a menu, or moving to the next character when in text editing mode. The ABRIS has 4 principal operating modes that can be cycled through by pressing FSK 5. These are Navigation, Arc, HSI, and Menu. Let's take a look at these modes individually. We are in Menu mode now, and the page displays mode title, satellite navigation sensor status, and the current time. The information displayed in the top system bar is the same in all operating modes, so we will not discuss this when reviewing the other modes. The top half of the page displays information and dates for the data loaded into the system. The bottom half displays the status of linked sensors and technical information. The bottom of the display shows the current FSK functions. In this case, they include Option, Control, Plan, GNSS, and Nav. Let's switch to the next operating mode by pressing FSK 5. We are now in the navigation mode. The display is now dominated by the digital moving map, which includes geographic data, own ship marker, aligned with the current heading or the current flight path, current route, indicated by waypoints and course lines connected by waypoints, and additional navigation information. For example, right now we can see airfields marked as violet circles, NDB radio navigation stations marked as circles surrounded by dots, and route lines. The map also displays the north heading, current track, and type, and the current map scale relative to 1 centimeter. The map is currently set to 1 to 200,000. When estimating ranges, keep in mind that the width of the ABRIS is 16 centimeters. Currently, the map is displaying approximately 32 kilometers across. The bottom of the display is used to show route navigation data and is organized into 5 data fields. The first data field displays current flight parameters as measured by the GNSS, and this includes ground speed, bearing to steer point, flight time, aircraft altitude, and current geographical coordinates. These parameters are unstable at the moment because the GNSS cannot provide accurate data when the sensor is stationary, as we currently are. The second data field displays parameters for the current route leg and includes the name of the current selected steer point, desired track angle, distance to the current steer point, ETA for the current steer point, and the time to reach the current steer point. The third data field displays the parameters for the next steer point in the route and includes the name of the next steer point, desired track angle, distance of the next route leg, ETA to the next steer point, and the flight time along the next route leg. The fourth data field displays the cross-track error, or deviation in distance from the route course line. The XTE is presented graphically as a green line extending from the center of the XTE scale. The scale value is displayed on either side of the XTE scale. Currently, the XTE scale is set to 5 kilometers. Let's take a look at how the XTE is presented. To do this, we'll manually suspend the current steer point and select another one by hitting the Suspend FSK. The fifth data field displays the information for vertical navigation. Deviation from the desired route altitude is indicated by the green marker. The scale is marked for 10 meters, so the maximum indicated deviation is 50 meters. For example, if the indicator is 3 lines above center, the helicopter is 30 meters below the desired altitude. The message line of the display is used to show system messages. The message history can be viewed in the Control submenu. The bottom of the display indicates the current FSK functions. These are Search, Map, Flight Plan, Suspend, and Arc. Let's select the next mode by pressing FSK5 again. We are now in the Arc mode of the ABRIS. The top of the display is dominated by the heading scale arc, which is used to determine current helicopter heading. The scale is marked for 5 degrees. The heading scale also displays the desired track angle, radiomagnetic indicators 1 and 2 headings, and the desired course line. The current heading and type is indicated above the arc. The vertical navigation data field is displayed to the right of the arc and functions in the same way as in the navigation mode. The RMI1 and RMI2 values are displayed on the bottom left corner of the arc display. The functions of the RMI1 indicators are configured in the Options submenu. Currently, they are set as follows. RMI1 indicates the heading to the selected steer point, and RMI2 indicates heading to the radio station selected on the ADF. The arc display field also shows all the symbols visible on the digital map in navigation mode, but without the topographic map underneath. The ARC display field includes the current route, additional navigation data such as airfields, NDB stations, landing markers, lines, etc. The bottom right of the ARC display field shows the current map scale, and the bottom of the display is used to show route navigation data and is organized into 4 data fields in the same fashion as the navigation mode. Also like in navigation mode, the line above the FSK functions is used to display system messages. The FSK functions in this mode are identical to the corresponding ones in navigation mode, except FSK5, which is now used to select the operating mode of HSI. Let's press FSK5 to enter the next operating mode. We are now in the HSI operating mode. The functionality display of the HSI mode is identical to the ARC mode, except that no map symbols are displayed, the heading scale is now in a complete circle, and the desired track angle needle now extends across the heading scale and includes a dynamic center line on the scale. The scale indicates the cross-track error and is marked for 2.5 kilometers. The bottom of the display is used to show route navigation data and is organized into 4 data fields in the same fashion as the navigation mode. Also, like the navigation mode, the line above the FSK functions is used to display system messages. The FSK functions in this mode are identical to those in navigation mode, except for FSK5, which is now used to select the operating mode of menu. Let's press FSK5 to enter the next operating mode. We are once again in the menu operating mode and have cycled through all 4 principal operating modes of the ABRIS: menu, navigation, ARC, and HSI. This concludes the ABRIS overview. If you like, you can now take over control by pressing the escape key.